on KKZZ 1400 AM, talking a little bit about the event that we had last night at the Wine Rack at 1400 California Street here in Ventura. We were raising money for Move That Wall, which is a project to raise money and awareness about abused and murdered children. And while I was there pouring wine for this event, many people came up and asked me questions about hypnotherapy. So the first part of our show, I was explaining a little bit about what hypnotherapy is. And if you didn't hear it, you can go to my archive shows on bunnyvreeland.com and tune in and hear the entire show. I'm going to suggest that what we're talking about today, hypnotherapy, is a great way to get beneath that pile that we keep moving around, actually, and get to the heart of the matter, to get to the programming, to the source of all of this, because unfortunately what most of us do, what we've all been doing, is just kind of shifting the systems around. We paint the walls of our comfort zone and pretend like we've moved. So if that's what you've been doing and you'd like to get beneath the pile, the question is, are you up for hypnotherapy? When I was 8 years old, I had my first experience with hypnotherapy. My father went into the hospital for a surgery. I didn't know too much about the surgery at that time, and by the way, it was hemorrhoid surgery. But I did know that right after the surgery, he got in his car and drove himself home without a drop of blood and absolutely no pain. Now fast forward to my early 20s. I had 33 allergies and migraine headaches that would take me to my knees because of the pain. It was so unbearable. I once passed out for 3 days because of the pain, and I don't even remember anything during those 3 days. I struggled with this, and a lot of doctors knew me by my first name. One day I was standing in line at Barnes & Noble, buying some music on a little audio tape. Those were the days before CDs. And while I was standing there waiting to pay, I noticed a tape that said Stressed by Mark Russell. I still have that tape. I bought the tape and I listened to it every day for 2 months. And after that time, I noticed that the migraines were gone and I hadn't had an allergy to anything for quite a while. Interesting. What's going on, I wondered. Now, I'd gotten so used to hearing the voice on that tape, which I assumed belonged to Mark Russell, that one day when I was in Palm Desert at a breakfast restaurant I was kind of standing in line to get some orange juice, I heard the same voice. And I turned around and I asked the man behind me, "Are you Mark Russell?" After he got over his surprise, he said, "How did you know that?" I told him the story of the tape and he asked him what the deal was. How could this tape make me better? How does it get rid of my allergies and migraines? Then he told me that the tape was a hypnotherapy session. He didn't call it that on the tape, but that's what it was. Nobody knew back then what hypnotherapy was, so he called it a stress tape. I was hooked. It changed my life. And shortly thereafter, I started taking hypnotherapy courses, and I've been doing this for over 20 years. It is the joy of my life. I love what I do, and